Jackson as it is in heaven. That's a simple mission from Jesus, carried out in all of its complicated ways across my local part of the cosmos. Some may mock me as a liberal because I desire the full cultivation of my city, but I know that the poor will always be among me. Like Rienhold Niebuhr, I recognize that sin will always get in the way and that I cannot control the citizens of Jackson. But as a citizen of heaven, I am appointed to the poor nonetheless. The fact that they will always be among me doesn't release me from my mission. Instead, it reminds me that the game is always afoot. When heaven and earth finally kiss, life will become all that it was ever intended to be, as the old world is shaken away to oblivion. But I am to build heavenly structures in the here and now so that when the quake hits, the secure buildings I've constructed might survive. The works of this age serving as monuments in the age to come. A celebration of the efforts of annoying so-called liberals who refuse to settle for complicity and injustice, who hope that God might have less work to do in the resurrection because his body had already done it for him. Of Jackson, pre-renewed simply because the church located there cared to carry out the mission of God. Heavenly agitation, that's what we need. Elevate the poor and marginalized, for they are pre-elevated in the age to come. For where would the world be today without the heavenly cultivators of the past? Without the strategic pacifism of MLK, who put racism on display for a multitude of witnesses, redeeming televisions as tools of conviction? And where would the church be today without the heavenly cultivators of the prophets? How would we live today had Charles Finney and John Wesley not been abolitionists? How would our services operate today had B.T. Roberts not done away with the class system of pew rental? How would we recognize prostitution as enslavement if W.T. Stead had not exposed the act for what it is, asking what it'd be like if Christ came to Chicago? On earth as it is in heaven, Selah. Protestants, you forget that you were born out of protest. Don't grow quiet, cold, and stagnant, lest you become the very issues you decried. Life-giving freedom lies in wait of heaven's citizens. Isaiah's mission for Jesus now lying squarely upon his gifted body. And if his body resists the calls of the prophets and demarcates the sacred realm from the secular, then the sacred will be isolated to the elite when it is in fact meant for the nations. Dear church, you are to lead the charge of justice, not to watch from the sidelines. You are to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves, as you serve as ambassadors for heaven. It will not always go your way, and that is a promise. For if you are truly living out the gospel, you will face resistance. But resistance training only makes you stronger so that you can complete the will of God. As St. Teresa of Avila reminds us, Christ has no body now on earth but yours.